only is Schroder eager to be a leader, but he also seems committed to helping the development of the young guys on this team like Scottie Barnes, Gary Trent Jr., and the rest of Toronto's young core. What's going on, everyone? It's Luca here, back with another video. In this one, I'll be talking about why I think Dennis Schroder will end up being a steal for the Toronto Raptors. If you guys do me a favor, please hit a like on the video. It helps at a ton. And please subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. I'm definitely going to have more content coming as we gear up for the start of the 2023-2024 NBA season. If Dennis Schroder's performance with the German national team in the 2023 FIBA World Cup is a sign of things to come, then the Raptors are in good hands. I know the FIBA competition level is nowhere near the NBA competition level, but hey, Schroder has been showing a lot of great things. Schroder has been Germany's best player while leading them to a perfect record so far. Schroder has stepped up, taking control on the offensive end and showing off his incredible finishing touch at the rim. Schroder averaged 19.7 points per game on 47% shooting and 32% from three-point range in group stage wins against Japan, Finland, and Australia. He then followed that up with 16 points and 7 assists in Germany's latest win over Georgia. According to Hoops Hype, Schroder has been one of the best 30 players in the World Cup according to their global rating. They have Dennis Schroder ranked 8th. Schroder can use his dynamic style of offense to help jumpstart the Raptors offense. He's a reliable point guard who can thrive both as a starter or a rotation player coming off the bench. Signing him gives the Raptors some nice insurance for losing Fred VanVleet. While Dennis Schroder is no Fred VanVleet, he can still give the Raptors a lot of value for a much cheaper price. I was happy when the Raptors didn't bring back Fred VanVleet to that huge contract. And if Schroder can come in at $13 million per season and impact games, he will end up being an NBA offseason signing steal for this team. When you look at Schroder's strengths, they do fit a need for the Raptors. The Raptors finished last season in the bottom half of the league in both drives and shot attempts in the restricted area. Schroder has the quickness to blow by defenders and put pressure on teams in the paint. He can either find his own offense by hitting a nice floater or set his teammates up at the basket. Most recently, he played with LeBron James, as Schroder was a nice piece for the Lakers when they made their Western Conference Finals run. With the Lakers last season, Schroder appeared in 66 games with 50 starts and averaged 12.6 points and 4.5 assists in 30.1 minutes. He understands his role among star players, so Schroder will have a good understanding of when to defer to guys like Siakam and Barnes and let him go to work. People will say that going from VanVleet to Schroder will be a major drop-off defensively, but Schroder can actually hold his own on that end. He plays solid defense when he's locked in. He's got the speed to get around screens and the length to disrupt opposing guards. Schroder did a solid job in the playoffs against the likes of John Moran and Stephen Curry. Now, what could end up being a slight problem is Schroder's three-point shooting. He's had good stretches from three-point land, but overall, he's shooting it at 33.7% from three-point range for his career. Overall, though, I think Schroder will deliver on both ends for the Raptors. He's a guy that will inject life into this team. Whether he starts or comes from off the bench, Schroder will make the most out of his minutes. And he has a chance to really shine on a Raptors team that is being overlooked right now. And speaking of Schroder's minutes, I think he will see an increased role. And when Schroder has been given heavy minutes throughout his career, he has produced. When you look at his body of work back in 2016-17 with the Atlanta Hawks, Schroder averaged 17.9 points per game in 31.5 minutes. Then the year after that with the Hawks, again, Schroder put up a career high 19.4 points per game in 31 minutes. Then with the Thunder in 2019-2020, Schroder put up 18.9 points per game on a career best 38.5% from three-point range in 30.8 minutes per game. And then with the Lakers in 2020-2021 and 32.1 minutes per game, Schroder put up 15.4 points. And then this past season with the Lakers, averaging just over 30 minutes per game, Schroder put up 12.6 points. So if Schroder averages around 30 plus minutes per game, expect the numbers to be there. Schroder is playing some of the best basketball of his career at the FIBA World Cup, and hopefully that translates into his best year yet as a pro with the Raptors. If that happens, the Raptors will have themselves a steal of a signing. And when they look back, they're going to really like their decision of not bringing back Fred VanVleet to a big contract and instead going for Dennis Schroder as his replacement. And I really liked the Schroder signing when it happened. Always been a fan of his game. He's reliable, he's steady, he's going to give you his all. He's going to be given a lot of opportunities. Maybe he will be given the starting point guard position. And Dennis Schroder, I like what I've seen from him at the FIBA World Cup, and if anything, it's going to serve as being a good tune-up when the NBA season begins and he joins his new team, the Raptors, and gets well acquainted with his teammates. So Dennis Schroder, I think he is going to have an excellent year for Toronto, and this is going to end up being a very great signing, if not one of the best signings this summer. And given the circumstances, the Raptors, from their perspective, unexpectedly lost Fred VanVleet. They had to act quick. They had to go out and get his replacement, go out and get a point guard. At that time, Gabe Vincent was already taken by Schroeder's former team, the Lakers, and Dennis Schroder was the best option, and the Raptors went for him and signed him to a very fair deal, in my opinion, at 2 years, $26 million. So we'll see how Dennis Schroder impacts the Toronto Raptors. I think he's an impact player, and I think he will enjoy himself here. So we will see how his first season with the Raptors ultimately goes. But what are your expectations for Dennis Schroder, guys? Are you excited to see him suit up for the Toronto Raptors? What are your projections for him? Do you think Schroder can average close to that OKC Thunder year where he's getting 18 a game? Because if that happens, then the Raptors are really going to have a bargain with Schroder at that deal. So let me know your comments down below. Let me know your full thoughts, guys. As always, thank you so much for your continued support on this channel. Please hit a like and subscribe on your way out. This is Lucas signing off. And until next time, I will catch you all again in the next video.